The inspiration wave is here, friends. Friends, this is my final episode. Actually, I had the final episode before. This is like the bonus round. And today we're going to talk about one of the most important decisions I ever made in my life. And that decision was to stop watching entertainment movies. I told myself about 10 years ago, 2016, I was broke financially. I didn't have time for learning Torah. I wasn't getting enough sleep. And it hit me as a ton of bricks. Ephraim, you gotta do something about your life. You gotta do some kind of change, some kind of drastic change, and so you could change your life for better. Every night, I used to work in a public accounting back then. All my juices was squeezed out. I came home exhausted. I just wanted to relax. Forget about exercising or learning. I just wanted to relax, just sit and watch maybe a short episode on the weekend, maybe a 2 hour movie, and that repeated itself night after night, month after month, and it wasn't like I wasn't learning at all, but it wasn't anything close to what I was hoping for, what I imagined, what I strived for. When I finished the smicha, the rabbinical program, I was like full of ambitions. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take on the world. I'm gonna learn the entire Torah. I'm gonna learn 3 4 hours a day. I'm gonna make a ton of money. I'm gonna become wealthy. I'm gonna become physically strong. I'm gonna have a beautiful, successful, productive life. And then the reality came, and I realized, yeah, I gotta work really, really hard. And whatever you're making, you gotta make a lot more. And the learning Torah, you gotta really make time for that precious activity. And it hit me as a brick as a ton of bricks. And at some point, I realized, where's my time is going? What am I doing with my life? And I did the math. I'm like, no way, I'm spending too much time in front of screen. And right then and there, I made the decision, I'm gonna stop watching movies altogether. Maybe documentary or a cartoon with my children from time to time, but no entertainment movies, that's it, not for personal pleasure. And I wrote myself an email back then to lock in and list all the reasons why I think I should stop movies completely. And one of them, getting more sleep. Of course, friends, getting more sleep. Well, you gotta make time to rest, to restore our body. Another reason was I wanted to have a clear mind, because what we watch shape our way of thinking and shapes our future. Probably the most important reason, it was just consuming so much of my personal time. And suddenly, if I get rid of movies, I'll have time for exercising. I have time for learning Torah. I'll be able to spend more time with my wife and my children. I'll be able to learn to just to do things, to read for personal pleasure, to read for personal development. Suddenly, I'll have more time, and those our future is hiding in those hours. In those hours that we waste, our future is hiding there, and it's waiting for us to take charge, to take that our time back, and say, I'm not gonna waste those hours. This hours is my life. I'm gonna trade movies for goals. I'm gonna trade watching for purpose. Another reason was I want to be a good example for my children. I said, Daddy, why aren't you watching movies? Well, because I don't watch movies. That's it, because I don't think it's a good thing to do for me. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste my life. I'd rather, instead of watching other people live their lives, I want to watch my life transform for better and want to live my life. Another reason was I wanted to bring more blessing into our home. I said I wanted to create a more spiritual environment, and all those reasons kind of combined. Also, I was broke. I was 32 years old. They didn't live up to my promises. They couldn't afford extracurricular activities for my kids. I wanted my kids to learn swimming and to go to gymnastics. I just couldn't afford it. I said, forget about it. Let me take out all this waste out of my life and go full force and try to attain my goals, try to create better quality life spiritually, financially, physically, all areas of life. And movies, I felt like the movies was one of those things that it's just going to waste. My life is going to waste. And that was probably one of the most important, the best decisions I ever made in my life. And I never looked back and never regretted it. And I'm just grateful to God that He gave me that insight and gave me the perseverance to push forward and to move forward with this beautiful decision. Friends, thank you so much for being with me on this journey. Thank you so much for watching my episodes, the Inspiration Wave series. And I bless you. I bless you that you should have a beautiful life, successful life. And thank you for being with me on this wonderful journey.